too.
Welcome back to On the Couch. And I'm Siobhan Clark, your host. I have with me Mr. Janson Cross. How are you, Mr. Cross?
What's going on, Siobhan?
Well, that's what I'm talking about.
How you doing?
I'm good.
I'm on the couch right now. I'm feeling good. What's happening?
So, Janson, now I know you. You are an educated man.
Yes, yes.
You, what is your degree in? Because I know you have a good bit of experience in insurance.
Yeah, I got a marketing degree, a degree in marketing. Got that at Hampton University, and I got my master's degree in international business at Georgia State.
Okay, Georgia
and as
State.
you know, we were both in insurance for a while now.
Yes. You were in much longer than me.
Yes. I stayed a little longer than you. You got out when the time was right.
Yeah, absolutely.
And did your thing. And so did I. So.
Of course. And speaking of which, let's jump right into your business.
Right.
You jumped out and you started a promotions company.
Yes.
Yeah?
So it was basically in 2004, and this is when I was just coming back from Atlanta. We started Zodiac Inc., and that was with Vince, Chuck and Luss, Steven Squire, and DeForest D. Nice. And we just came in because it was a lot of things that we saw in the party scene that it was like, oh, we could do that better than some other people. So we just decided to form up. We did our first party at Greg's Steakhouse, and it was called the Meat Market. I remember that because I thought that name was so catchy there.
That's when Greg's was up Southampton.
Yeah.
60, where,
Yes. And I was like, the Meat Market. It sounds like steak, meat, meeting people, meat market. I was like, oh, man, I'm on the road.
Okay, marketing person.
Yeah. I was proud of myself for that one. And that went out okay. It wasn't like a big success. We broke even on it, but it was on Steven Squire's birthday, so it was a fun time, and we enjoyed it. And we said, okay, well, we'll do the next one like a month later. And this was when Bubbles was open. I don't know if you remember Bubbles.
Of course I remember Bubbles.
Bubbles is that, just in case your audience doesn't know, it was that Sinesta.
Yes.
And that was a really, really nice club. It was one of the last nice clubs that we guys really had that held a good bit of people, 500, 600 people.
Oh, okay.
And so that's when we did our next party, and that was like an overwhelming success. We had about 500 people there.
Nice.
And it was crazy. It was really, really crazy, and just thoroughly enjoyed it. It was very profitable as well. So,
And that's what kind of gave you the hint that, hey, this could actually be a business.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah?
Definitely, especially if you did it on your own.
Absolutely.
You're splitting it four ways.
Yeah,
like,
it's a little different.
But it still made enough money. So I said, okay, well, maybe I can do this on my own. And I was still doing insurance at that time as well. But
it started taking up a lot of your time.
That's what it was. So I was like, even at my desk in insurance, and I'm thinking of different parties and stuff like that. And once I got to that state, I'm like, I'm really passionate with doing the events and stuff like that. And I'm still young, so I might as well take the chance and try to do something that you actually really want to do, rather than just doing insurance and just making money and being content with that. You got one life to live, so you might as well do what you want to do.
And of course, we're not saying insurance is bad.
No, not at all.
Of course, I have a really good friend, Michelle Clark, and she's thriving in the insurance industry. She's doing really good. She loves it.
I know a lot of people that still love
it
and thoroughly enjoy it.
But if it's not for you, I mean, you're speaking of something that's really important, especially for our young people, because in my role at the college, I hear a lot of young people who are interested in insurance just because they believe that's where the money is.
Right.
But they're not passionate about it. So you are one of those people who I actually applaud, because you're the type who looks at that situation and says, okay, I tried my hand in that. It's okay. It's not that bad. I mean, I'm not completely writing it off, but my passion is somewhere else. And you took that chance and went in the direction of your passion.
And I think you have to, because, once you get your education and stuff like that, which is why it's always important to get an education, you can always sort of go back to insurance if need be, or whatever, jobs that you decide to go for. But I think you got, one life, you got to take a chance and try to do something, because you never know what can come out of it, what I mean?
Definitely.
Especially if you're really into it, I think you can move mountains if you're really into something. So.
Now, you've obviously this means that you've been in the entertainment industry for quite some time.
Yes.
What changes have you seen in that industry over the years?
I think there's been a lot of changes. There's a lot more promoters trying to do events now.
Okay.
Also, obviously, you got the violence that's been happening around, which is sort of, taking people back from going out and partying as much. you see the changes in music as well. I mean, at one point in time, reggae and sort of hip hop dominated, but now you're seeing a lot more of that sort of electro music that's really popping up now. You see all the R&B stars that singing to that electro music. So you're seeing that a lot more as well. Not necessarily as much as Bermuda, because you still got a lot of places that will play the reggae and stuff like that. But like if you look on the front streets sort of side of things, like your Cairo's and places like that.
I can't keep up with that. I just feel ill, I stand in those places and my hair's just getting zoom, zoom, zoom.
I mean, I just came back from a trip from Vegas, so we just went for the nightclub and bar convention, and that's all that you hear out there.
Oh, wow.
Energy levels just crazy. Man. They got robots coming out of the ceiling. I'm like, oh man, I gotta bring me a robot back here,
And that leads me to my next question. Do you see the need to be really creative now when you're putting events together? Because one, you've mentioned the fact that, of course, a lot of people don't really go out that often, and obviously you're around my age.
Right.
Now you have to kind of cater to a younger audience. So, what types of things have you explored, in regards to putting together a nice party and seeing a good response from it? Give me one of your success stories.
It's funny that you said that, because France and I was just talking about that, and it was saying that we really have to come back, just coming back from this nightclub and bar convention, and really talked about sort of branding yourself, and I think that's something that us in general as promoters have not really done, because a lot of times people would say, oh, you're going to one party, you're going to the same party. Like everyone's party may be a different name, but it's sort of the same DJs, it's at the same venues and stuff like that. And it sort of brought back to me when I initially did the Bear Girls party.
Yeah.
And the Bear Girls party was like extremely successful.
Okay.
I mean, the first two that we did, we didn't even bring down a Bear Girl. We just called it the Bear Girls party. Just
and it was still successful.
And you're seeing everyone talking about Bear Girls. I gotta do a Bear Girl party. And then we brought our first one down. It was like, I think it was in June.
Okay.
And yeah, it was packed, and it was like girls that didn't even like the girl that was coming.
Was
out
that
to the
Miss
party.
Natalie Nunn?
No, it wasn't. I brought Kendra James down first. She was first, and then they brought down Katya, and then it was Natalie. And people was like, oh, why are you bringing her down? I hate her.
I hate her, but I'm here, and here's my $20.
At Snorkel Park, and I don't think we was charging $20. I think we was charging like $40 and $50. We had about a good 1,500 to 1,800 people. Wow. Yeah, it was bananas. And then we had Snorkel Park set right up because it was a wet and wild theme. So we had, slides going right down. We had big foam pits. We had, super soakers, and we had a mechanical bull.
That's nice.
It was crazy. And that was one of them parties. Sometimes when the party gets so big, people was like, it's all right, you know what I mean? But everyone was really into it, so it was like, okay. And that was sort of the thing that I thought, like, okay, maybe if I started bringing sort of celebrities and stuff like that, that could sort of take me away from what everyone else is doing, and I'm doing that. So even like I heard people now talking about, I want to bring down a Bear Girl. People's like, nah, you can't do that. Janson's already done that.
Janson does the Bear Girl.
Yeah, exactly. Leave that alone. Think of something else. So I think that's one of the ways we're trying to do branding, but also even just looking at one of our venues and just sort of getting more creative. If we do a theme, getting right into the theme rather than just having the name. Talking to maybe an interior design or somebody can come in and just really deck the place up. So when people come in, they're like,
yeah. That would definitely separate you from the rest.
Exactly.
And let me just take a moment to thank you for it, because you did the party for my very first book release.
Yes, that's right.
Yes,
that was your first one, right?
That was my first one. Streets of Listening. I've done 6 books.
Man, I can't even keep up with you, man. I should be interviewing you, asking what you getting into. Huh?
No, but I just wanted to thank you. I still have the bottle that you gave me, and it had these is a tab that goes around, and it said congratulations, Siobhan, and it really became something that I could hold on forever and remember that moment. So if that's the type of thing you do for all of your parties, I'm not saying you buy everyone a bottle and
I would say you're special. You got a special thing for yourself.
No, but if you do things that make people remember that experience,
exactly.
then I really commend you on that, because like I said, to this day, it's right in my house. My son pushes the button every so often. And
it's funny that you said that with experience, because just coming back from the nightclub and bar convention, one of the things that the keynote speaker was talking about was that when you go to a club in Vegas, you're not really good. It's not really the hospitality industry. It's not the service industry. What they said is it's that emotion industry. You want to create an emotion from that person. You want that person to come in like, wow, you know what I mean? You just got to wow the person. And that's what I sort of got from Vegas, because you're looking at bottles of that Grey Goose that cost $635, where you can get that at a regular, package store, liquor store, and get that for $25. It's got to be a reason more than they just want to drink Grey Goose at your club. So they said it's all about the experience and all about making that person feel like, wow, I couldn't miss this in the world, you know what I mean?
And of course, I'm sure that your marketing degree definitely helped you when you research. And of course, research, people hear research and they think opening a bunch of books and, but research, field research is vitally important in your industry.
And that's one of the first things we did when we even started doing our party. Like when we first did our second party at Bubbles, we had everyone sort of write down their name and their email. And so from that, like my email list went up to about 2,000. This was before Facebook and Twitter and all that. It was just email. Email was the thing right there. And before BlackBerry Messenger and stuff like that. So our emails was able to accumulate. And that way you could sort of speak directly to that person while going through the radio and stuff like that. And then also you can do questionnaires, what you think about this party, what you think about these DJs and stuff like that. So you get a lot of valuable insight from the emails. And even from this day, like I get companies that will hit me up and say, oh, can you send out some blast or whatnot and find out a little bit more about our products. So it's able to go from doing parties to also doing marketing for other companies as well.
And that's basically where you've taken your business, because now you have, what is your site called? BermudaNightout.com. BermudaNightout.com,
And pretty much what that is just a resource for event planners and party promoters that want to do stuff. So similar to some of the other things like Bermuda and stuff like that. But in addition to that sort of aspect, we also is a resource for restaurants and bars and stuff like that. Because a lot of these restaurants are still sort of behind on their having websites and web presence and internet presence, which is extremely important in this day and age, because everyone's going to the web to find out information and stuff like that. Now, even with my site, so if I put in a restaurant, normally Google a restaurant, normally my site pops up one of the first things. So I always tell them it's important to get on my site, because at least you want to be able to sort of direct the information that's on my site and let them know, because I could put a generic thing, but you really want to, show your business. So.
Definitely. How difficult is it, though, to put a business together based on, well, you know what? Let me change the question slightly. You mentioned that there are people popping up everywhere promoting events. Of course, I have experience with events as well, and I know of the challenges. For those people who think that putting on an event is a moneymaker that's going to make you a millionaire, what advice do you have for them?
What I always tell them, and I think people have told me this before, if you don't have the money to lose, don't put it out. Because a lot of people think, oh, I can just put in a few thousand. Like a lot of people do it for raising money. I'm like, you did a party to raise money? I don't know if you really want to do that. That's not necessarily the smartest thing to do, because you never know what might happen. It could be $10 parties going on. The weather could be messed up.
Or people just don't feel like it. Because Bermudians are very finicky.
People's trying to save onto their money. So, and so I always tell them that, you really got to be able to feel like you're going to lose that money just in case, because you never know what might happen. And then you just got to prepare. You got to know what DJs are out there that's hot. You got to be out there on your market. You got to be out there on your grind. You can't be just relying on the radio, relying on, like I'm everyday BBing. I'm on emails.
How important is social network?
Social networking is extremely important. Like, one of the things that they told us is there's 800 million people on Facebook right now. If that was a country, that would be the third.
It's 845 million. 800 on Twitter.
That's crazy, right? That would be the third largest country in the world, behind China and India. So you got to put that into that perspective. Like, you could reach all these people using Facebook, and Facebook's free. I mean, you can pay for your Facebook ad, which is a little cost, but
you can, with the Facebook ad, you can put in that you only want to spend $30, and you just pay your $30. And that's the great thing about how flexible Facebook is. And they're about to, of course, you now got Google+. You have all these different communication portals, if you wish, that allow you to promote your product or your event and communicate with your.
And what also I like about Facebook too is that you can sort of break it down. If you want between 25 and 35-year-olds, you can put that down.
That's
if you
right.
want, you know, single, married, you can break it down to so many different, you know, demographics and stuff like that. And then you can also see how effective your Facebook marketing is because they have Facebook Insights. So I think that's one of the tools that you can't, you know, do with radio. You can't really tell how many people actually heard your stuff on radio or in the newspaper or whatever. So with Facebook, you can get real-time sort of analysis.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's definitely a huge addition that they've, you know, provided for us, because you can get your stat report and be able to go in for sponsorship and say, hey, I know for a fact that people are buzzing about this party because I can see how many people are talking about it.
But I think the main thing with actually doing a party is the relationships that you have with the people that you know, that's coming to your party, the DJs and stuff. I think everything, bottom line, is relationships with your venue, because a lot of venues won't deal with certain promoters if they have a bad relationship or you know, if they're in a bad party and so many fights going on. Unfortunately, I've had a pretty good relationship with all the venues that I've chosen, and it's easy to work with somebody. You know what I mean?
Definitely. So last question.
Yeah.
I keep hearing Luther Vandross, Luther Vandross, Luther Vandross.
Yes.
What do you have planned for 2012?
Well, definitely the Luther Vandross tribute concert.
Yes.
That's going on Sunday, April 22nd at Hamilton Princess. We're bringing down Ruben started from American Idol.
Okay.
Season 2 winner. You know?
Very nice.
Yeah, so I called him up, and he was like so excited to come down to Bermuda because it's obviously his first time coming down. And everybody knows that, you know, Ruben did an excellent Luther Vandross when he sang like Superstar on American Idol. I think that might have won it for him, you know. So it's very excited. And then we also got Jamie Zool.
Okay.
And Jamie Zool always performs at Hamilton Princess on Saturdays, him and Robert Edwards. We have Gita Blakeney.
Okay.
Everyone knows Gita does her thing. And then also Lloyd Holder, who's been like turning up.
Lloyd and I went to Bermuda Institute together. He was in my class. He's been turning up since BI.
I was like, Lloyd, man, you play football, you're a singer.
Jack of all trades.
What else do you do, man? You're killing it
I'm
right
sure
now.
he could cook because his mom was the home ec teacher.
Oh, man. Yeah, he's got an awesome voice. He's crazy. So that's going to be and then it's also hosted by Bootsy. So it's going to be a well-rounded show.
That's awesome.
And definitely looking forward to that, because that's actually out of my sort of comfort zone. Because normally I've always done sort of parties and events and stuff like that, and now this time we're catering to a more, you know, a more grown, mature crowd that's really like loving it so far. So I'm getting great results and great response from that.
Okay. And do you have anything else already planned for 2012, or you're still kind of working things out?
Definitely going to do the Bear Girls reunion. People's been calling for that one, so we're going to do that one July 7th.
I'll give you a list of the people who you should bring. No, tease.
People already give me a list like, oh, you got to bring her, you got to bring her, don't bring her. You know what I mean? I'm like, all right, take it easy. So we're definitely doing that July 7th at Snorkel Park. We got something at Cup Match that we're coming up as well on the Friday at Cup Match, and that's going to be crazy. Like last year we did it at Fort St. Catherine, was just major, you know. So. That's it. We got some few other things coming up. I don't want to mention too much stuff yet.
That's okay. Well, please, as you plan your events, please consider including the gumbays.
Of course. And you know, we was talking about that even last year, that we was going to put the gumbays on. I can't remember what happened, but it was a late night thing, and something happened where they couldn't do it. But, you know, gumbays always bring the excitement.
That's right. I mean, mind you, the party's over when the gumbays come.
I know.
Let the gumbays go on the road. We're following the gumbays.
We're starting the party. We're going to have the gumbays come in from the cruise ship. You know, you just follow the gumbays right to Snorkel Park, yeah? Don't forget to pay your bill when you get here now. Don't think you're getting in free with the gumbays, you know?
That's funny. Okay, well, I have a treat for you. Coming up next, Gumbay Warriors.
Oh, man, let's go.
Ladies and gentlemen, we'll be right back on the couch.